Creature, level 42 upgrade. Alright guys, so I'm finally doing the tire upgrade for Creature. She still has the stock ones, well not anymore. I went ahead and got Proline Trenchers, and thanks to everyone on Patreon for helping me making this possible. Now a long time ago, I was donated 4 of these neon rims. Pretty sure they're from Proline. But yeah, the neon green and this almost yellow neon just don't match up very well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is dye these black. And I'm going to do that using Rit Dye, which is just a basic laundry clothes dye that you can find at pretty much any grocery store. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and boil this in some hot water, throw these in, and dye them black. Now with the rims dyed, I can go ahead and put the tires on. Alright. Go and rip it open. We've got the Ziploc bag. Go and pull it out. And that looks really good. Oh, I'm loving that. Well, I went ahead and glued the tires to the rims, and I have to say I did a pretty good job. So now it's time to go ahead and put them on Creature. But before I do that, I have to go ahead and mention something. These rims are meant for a slash 4x4, so they will fit on the back. However, they're not meant for the front. If I put them on there as is, they are going to stick out a couple millimeters out to the side, and it's going to look a little weird. So I'm going to have to do a small modification. Let's go ahead and get that done. I'm going to start off by removing all 4 tires by undoing the 4mm nuts that hold them on. Alright, now with the tires off, like I mentioned before, I don't have to worry about the rears. Those tires will go on without an issue. But this wheel hex hub sticks out too far for a 4-wheel drive tire. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this apart. First of all, I'm going to remove the wheel hex hub, which is just held in with this grub screw. Loosen that up, pull that off. Then, as you can see, we have the axle pin. I'm going to go ahead and slide that out. Then I'm going to push the axle out from the back. There is a Teflon washer that goes on there. Set that off to the side. Remove the axle pin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with a Bandit axle pin. As you can see, it's a bit shorter. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace that by sliding it back through the steering block. I'm going to put on that Teflon washer, followed by that axle pin. And then I have some leftover wheel hex hubs that were just lying around that are the same size as the wheel hex hubs that are in the back. I'm just going to go ahead and replace that. Tighten the grub screw. And we're good to go. Basically what happened was I just shortened this up. Now I've tested this out before. The tire is going to fit on there without anything grinding. It's just going to move the tire in a little bit, which is what I want. So now with that taken care of, I can go and attach all 4 of the tires. So here is before, and here of course is after. And already I see a huge problem. Now, how this body was cut out before, it wasn't interfering with the tires, but as you can see now, this body is interfering with the tires. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go ahead and cut out these back holes so I can go ahead and shift the body forward. I'm also going to have to trim off a little bit so the bumper can fit in there. Let's go ahead and do that and see how well the body fits. Alright, so I went ahead and I shifted the holes back a bit, and I cut out a groove so the body doesn't rub up against the bumper. And as you can see, the body looks a lot better. It's a lot more aligned, and it doesn't rub up against the side of the tires anymore. That is awesome. However, I do have these extra holes now that look terrible. So I don't like that too much. There's not a lot I can do. What I am going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and use some drywall tape. I'm going to lay it across the holes that I'm not going to be using, and I'm going to seal it down with some hot glue. This will reinforce the hole, that way it doesn't rip in case I have a big accident. Believe me guys, that is a weak little ledge that can easily be broken. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and cover it up as best as I can. Alright, so you can see I went ahead and I put the drywall tape down, and I'm just going to get the hot glue and just cover it up. A lot of people usually use shoe goop. I find that hot glue works just as well, if not better. But yeah, this is my little secret to also repairing bodies. Funny enough, while looking around, I saw that there was this huge crack that was right here, so I had to go ahead and seal that up while I'm doing all this. But yeah, that's it. Just gotta be careful with how much hot glue you put down, but you want to get it as much in between the thread and the body as possible, and that should be enough. So yeah, that looks pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is just get a black Sharpie and cover it up as much as I can. And yeah, it's still pretty noticeable, but at least it's not as noticeable as it was before. So I can get away with a Sharpie in the back, but with the front, I had to get a little bit more creative, and I went ahead and put these Proline stickers on there. And from a distance, you wouldn't even expect that there was a hole under there. So, nice recovery. Everything has been taken care of. This upgrade is finally done with. Thank you again for the person who donated the rims a long time ago. And thank you so much to everyone for donating in Patreon. Without you guys, I really would not have been able to do this. Thank you so much. And that was Creatures Level 42 Upgrade.